All right. So, all praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakaha, Kodash. Double honors to my elders, apostles, and the bishops of Great Millstone, or GMS for short. This is where I have learned this truth, and this is where I am still learning this truth. And also Shalom to the remnant and the elect of Israel. Lord willing, I am of that number. All right, so this is part 2.5. All right, on the topic of biotech trends of 2025 or something like that. All right. So before we get started on the reading of this article, we're really going to touch on two different articles. One we read in the other video, and we're going to read it, Lord willing, in the upcoming videos while reading the main article. All right, just to draw or just to bring your mind back to what is going on in the world, all right, where everything is headed. So before we do this, we're going to look at a couple of scriptures. All right, one is here in Ecclesiasticus 12 and 10. Okay. Ecclesiasticus 12 and 10, it reads, "Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness." And again, Ecclesiasticus 12 and 15 and 16. Actually, 16 and 17. All right, Ecclesiasticus 12 verses 16 and 17. They read, "An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit. He will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. If adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first, and though he pretend to help thee, yet shall he undermine thee." Okay. Also, we're going to get hold on a second. First Thessalonians chapter 5. And we'll start at actually, hold on a second. Let me yeah, we'll do First Thessalonians chapter 5, and we'll start at verse 2, the point being in verse 3. "For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. For when they shall say, Peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape." All right, we'll keep reading just for a few more scriptures. "But ye, brethren, are not in darkness, that that day should overtake you as a thief. Ye are all the children of light, and the children of the day. We are not of the night, nor of darkness," speaking for the remnant and the elect. Okay. "Therefore let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober. For they that sleep in the night, and they that be drunken, are drunken in the night. But let us, who are of the day, be sober, putting on the breastplate of faith and love, and for an helmet, the hope of salvation. Okay? Let's look at that First Thessalonians 5 and 7 in a different translation. Okay? Let's see. All right, doesn't look like all right, we'll read it again and go ahead and explain it. Okay. So again, First Thessalonians 5, we'll read 6 and 7. Therefore let us not sleep as others do, but let us watch and be sober. Right? That's pretty self-explanatory. Right? First Thessalonians 5 and 7. For they that sleep in the night, and they that be drunken are drunken in the night. All right. Drunken means given to these other philosophies. All right. Uh, um, not watching. All right. Just at ease, man. Okay. The night is far spent. We are deep into this thing for you to, for people to not be paying attention to what's going on. All right. And not know that these scriptures are right here in front of us pointing to what is coming. Instead, you are just walking around here like zombies, drunk off of other philosophies and beliefs, thinking that nothing is going on. Okay. As a matter of fact, let's see what drunken is. Actually, let's see what sleep. For they that sleep. All right, let's see. It says euphemistically to be dead. All right, metaphor to yield to sloth and sin. To be indifferent to one's salvation. All right, wow. All right. Let's see. All right, metaphorically to yield to sloth and sin, and to be indifferent to one's salvation. They give a couple of examples here. Let me go here. Ephesians 5 and 14. Wherefore he saith, Awake thou that sleepest, and arise from the dead, and the Messiah shall give thee light. All right. We've said a couple times on this channel that we aren't speaking from a place of perfection. All right, but we are speaking from a place of walking towards perfection and once being dead. Right, we were given to the things of this world, being on that dead path. Okay, the boulevard of broke dreams, the boulevard of death. Okay, but through the Messiah, through the Holy Spirit, all right, He has given us light, and we have awakened out of sleep. Okay, Ephesians 5 and 15, it says, See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise. Okay, furthermore, Ephesians 5 and 16, redeeming the time because the days are evil. Okay, man. I could keep reading. All right, well, let's go back and get this other example of sleep, meaning metaphorically to yield to sloth and sin and be indifferent to one's salvation. First Thessalonians 5 and 6, which is what we where we came from. So yeah, we need to wake up out of this, man. All right, now let's go get another word. Let's get the word for drunken. All right. And they that be drunken are drunken in the night. All right. Let's see. They that be drunken. Looks like they go back to the same root word, but let's go here and see. Yeah. We'll just go straight to the root word. All right. This is the word for drunken.
Strong's G 3184. Methuel. Methuel.
All right. To be drunken. Be made drunken. Metaphor of one who has shed blood or murdered profusely. All right. To be drunken. All right. Hold on. Let's see. There's okay. All right. The murder profusely has to do with Babylon. All right. Drunken off the blood of the saints. All right. Murdered profusely the saints. All right. Let me see. Made drunk with the wine of her fornication. Okay. Let's look at this. Revelation 17:2. This is a very good verse. So let's go here and okay. The verse is Revelation 17:2. It says, well, I'll start at Revelation 17:1. And there came one of the seven angels which had the seven vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters. And that great whore is America, BKA, Babylon the Great, aka the future site of the lake of fire. Revelation 17:2, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication. All right, let's see what wine they're speaking of. All right, let's see. Okay, wine. Uh, Here, let's get this. This is a word.
Strong's G 3631. Oinos. Oinos.
They have a root word listed here, and Lord willing, I'll remember to go right back up here and check it. But first, let's go down here and look. It says Strong's G3631. It says a love potion, as it were, wine, exciting to fornication, which he is said to give who entices others to idolatry. All right. It says fiery wine, which God in his wrath is represented as mixing and giving to those whom he is about to punish by their own folly and madness. All right, let's see something really quick. Let's go to this root word really quick, and then I want to check the other translations to see what this verse says. Hmm. All right, being drunken off wine. All right, being taken by other philosophies. All right, they have you drunk. Okay. All right, you don't know what's going on really. Okay, let's I want to get these other translations to see what they say. All right, again, um, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication. So let me look at these. NIV, with her, the kings of the earth committed adultery, and the inhabitants of the earth were intoxicated with the wine of her adulteries. All right, NLT, the kings of the world have committed adultery with her, and the people who belong to this world have been made drunk by the wine of her immorality. So you see here, we're not speaking about literally drinking of wine and being drunk. All right, the wine represents the philosophy, and the drunkenness. The drunkenness is likened to you being taken by her wine. All right. Um, man, let's check this. Actually, let's check these other verses really quick. Let's see. All right, let's go get this. Mm, Actually, let's read this really quick. Jeremiah is another good example of the wine, and we'll go into the commentary of this. All right, Jeremiah 51:7, it says, "Babylon hath been a golden cup in the Lord's hand, that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken her wine, therefore the nations are mad." All right, but let me see. Let's stick with Revelation 17:2. Let's go to this commentary really quick. All right. Okay. The inhabitants of the earth were made drunk. This commentary says religious Babylon intoxicates kings and peoples. It says Karl Marx was partially right when he said religion is the opiate of the masses. He was partly right because empty religion is the opium of the masses. So as far as when it says made drunk with the wine of her fornication, it says the idea of fornication has strong associations throughout the Bible with idolatry. Since this is a well accepted religious system, it is likely to appear as attractive and spiritual, though not necessarily moral. All right. So, how did we get here? Let's go back and check this out. Okay. All right. The point was that for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. Let's get the commentary for this really quick. I just want to see what it says. 1 Thessalonians 5:3. All right, it says, "For when they say peace and safety, then sudden destruction comes upon them." It says, "The unexpected nature of that day will be a tragedy for the unbeliever. They will be lulled to sleep by political and economic conditions, but they will be rudely awakened. They will hear the frightening verdict. They shall not escape." Okay? It says, when, quote, all's well and, quote, all is safe are on the lips of men. Okay. It says, this sudden coming in a time when many say peace and safety must be must be distinct from the coming of Yahushua described in Matthew 24:15-35. The coming of Yahushua described in Matthew 24:15-35 happens at a time of great global catastrophe when no one could possibly say peace and safety. Comparing passages like this shows us that there must be, in some way, two aspects to Yahushua's second coming. One aspect of his coming is at an unexpected hour. The other is positively predicted. One coming is to a business as usual world one coming is to a business as usual world, the other to a world in cataclysm. One coming is meeting him in the air, 1 Thessalonians 4:16-17. The other is him coming with the saints, Zechariah 14:5. All right. That kind of shows that some of these commentaries don't have any understanding. Okay. But when these people say peace and safety, all right, the trouble is going to be right around the corner. All right. The trouble is going to be near. Now, we read in that prophecy, the word causeth being going back to the Greek word poieo, which means to make ready, and so at the same time to institute. They make you ready through peace. They make you ready by presenting these technologies in a positive light. Okay, pushing peace and safety. All right, convenience. Okay, as soon as you start trusting them, that's why it says, never trust thine enemy. You trust them, you're going to be in a world of hurt soon after. All right, that's the point I was trying to make here. All right, so let's read a little snippet from one article and then we'll go to the other. All right, remember, we're listening for peace, safety, convenience. We're listening for trust us. All right. We're listening for we're listening for the writing on the wall in a very plain way, that what the men of the Lord are telling you through the spirit and power of the Lord is coming. Okay? Is coming. Okay? So, this article, again, I read this part yesterday, but we're going to read it again. Lord willing, we'll read it for all of these videos that we're going to read. Concerning the next article that we're reading, okay? Because we're gonna read this, and then we're gonna read the next one, okay? And you'll see how the two are tying together to come to this prophecy. All right. So this one is called "What is the Fourth Industrial Revolution?" All right. It says this is from January of 2016. Again, all right. January 19th to be exact, 2016. Okay. It says, are the technologies that surround us tools that we can identify, grasp, and consciously use to improve our lives? Or are they more than that? Powerful objects and enablers that influence our perception of the world, change our behavior, and affect what it means to be human. Hold on a second. Let me check this time. Okay. It goes on and says, technologies are emerging and affecting our lives in ways that indicate we are at the beginning of a fourth industrial revolution. A new era that builds and extends the impact of digitization in new and unanticipated ways. It is therefore worthwhile taking some time to consider exactly what kind of shifts we are experiencing and how we might collectively and individually ensure that it creates benefits for the many rather than the few. All right. It says, when were the other industrial revolutions? The first industrial revolution is widely taken to be the shift from our reliance on animals, human effort, and biomass as primary sources of energy to the use of fossil fuels and the mechanical power this enabled. The second industrial revolution occurred between the end of the 19th century and the first 2 decades of the 20th century and brought major breakthroughs in the form of electricity distribution, both wireless and wired communication, the synthesis of ammonia, and new forms of power generation. The third industrial revolution began in the 1950s with the development of digital systems, communication, and rapid advances in computing power, which have enabled new ways of generating, processing, and sharing information. There's a graph here. The title of the graph reads Navigating the Next Industrial Revolution. All right. It says Revolution 1, the year was 1784. It says steam, water, mechanical production equipment. Revolution 2, 1870. It says division of labor, electricity, mass production. Revolution 3, 1969. It says electronics, IT, automated production. And Revolution 4, right? It says question mark, gives no year. It says cyber physical systems, not cyber, comma, physical, but cyber dash physical. Cyber physical systems. Now we're going to get a glimpse at what they mean by this, all right? You have to listen up. And also filter this through Revelation 13, verses 16 and 17. It reads, the fourth industrial revolution can be described as the advent of, quote, cyber physical systems, end quote, involving entirely new capabilities for people and machines. While these capabilities are reliant on the technologies and infrastructure of the third industrial revolution, the fourth industrial revolution represents entirely new ways in which technology becomes embedded within societies and even our human bodies. Examples include genome editing, new forms of machine intelligence, breakthrough materials, and approaches to governance that rely on cryptographic methods such as the blockchain. Okay? Do your own due diligence. Look on YouTube while you can and look up Pippa Malgren at the WEF speaking about blockchain. Okay? Listen to what she says about abandoning the current uh, banking system. Okay? All right. So this article goes on to read, as the novelist William Gibson famously said, quote, the future is already here. It's just not very evenly distributed. Okay? So let me see something really quick. Yeah, I'm not going to man. Maybe at the end of this, maybe at the end of this, these readings, all right, we'll read this whole thing. But for now, I'm not going to read it. Okay, we'll stop right where we left off just now. Hold on. What the? Hold on. All right. So now let's go to the main article, which is that title of this article is 2025 Predictions. Which trends are set to shape the biotech industry this year? All right. Again, this is from January 13th of 2025. All right. All right. The section of the article we're going to read today is titled 2025 The Expansion of the Gene Therapy Field. Okay. Remember, we're listening for peace, safety, trust us. We're listening for convenience. All right. And then we're going to filter all of these things that we read in this video through Revelation chapter 13, verses 16 and 17. Do your due diligence and do that, all right? Okay. So, again, 2025, the expansion of the gene therapy field. Let me see how long this part is. All right. Okay. Let me see how much time I got left. All right. It's not giving me a time limit, so let's go ahead and read through this. I can't believe it's been over a half hour already, but okay. It says, with the potential to cure numerous genetic disorders by introducing, modifying, or repairing genetic material within a patient's cells, gene therapy has been a hot topic in the biotech industry for a good few years now and is continuing to evolve. Regardless of potential changes within the drug regulatory organizations globally, we believe innovations in gene therapies will continue to grow. All right, said CEO of Kim Pharmaceuticals, ER-KIM Pharmaceuticals. All right. In years past, logistical commercial challenges have been holding back therapies. However, with improved data based on successes and failures, as well as more advanced technology, the industry has a better understanding of what works and what needs to be improved. We believe we will see more approved novel therapies as a result of this. CRISPR, in particular, could have a big role to play this year, as the end of 2023 saw the approval of the first ever CRISPR-based gene therapy. Is it Casgevy? It's CASGEVY. All right. For the genetic conditions sickle cell disease and beta thalassemia, chief business officer of Scribe Therapeutics believes that 2025 could signal a turning point in the sentiment toward the commercial potential of curative CRISPR based genetic medicines. With Casgevy finally gaining traction in the market with wider access and adoption, plus other CRISPR based therapies entering early and late stage clinical trials in larger indications such as cardiovascular disease. I'm not going to name this person, but said that this type of genetic medicine will be poised to drive a paradigm shift in how we approach and treat not just rare disease, but chronic diseases as well. Remember, and he causeth all. All right, a lot of people are going to just jump on this. All right, especially if the CHIP combined with CRISPR, combined with all these other technologies, are going to work on correcting whatever you have going wrong. Okay, they're going to present these things as a savior since they are presenting themselves as the Most High. All right. A lot of people are going to be begging for this, man. Okay. It goes on to say advancements in let me see. Okay, advancements in CRISPR engineering will enable increasingly precise genetic and epigenetic modifications to address the underlying cause of cardiometabolic disease, targeting genes like PCSK9 or APOC3 and LPA. Key innovations including improved delivery methods and tissue-specific editing will enhance the specificity, efficiency, and safety of these therapies, minimizing off-target effects and making making in vivo genetic medicines a reality. I want to see what that is. All right, let me see. What? I typed in what are in vivo genetic medicines. It says in vivo genetic medicines are therapies that involve directly inserting genetic material into a patient's body to treat disease. This process typically uses viral vectors to deliver the new genes to specific cells, aiming to correct or replace faulty genes within the patient's cells. You might have to look up what I don't know what in vivo genetic medicines are a little bit more in depth. Okay, let's get back to this article though. All right, it says global partnerships will accelerate this effort to move breakthrough science from bench to bedside and tangibly change our standard of care for the better. According to a report released in December 2024, the global CRISPR, again, that's CRISPR, okay, the global CRISPR and Cas gene market, Cas being CAS, okay. The global CRISPR and Cas gene market is expected to grow from 3.3 billion in 2023 to 8.8 billion dollars in 2028 at a rate of 21.90%. All right, throwing money out there, throwing numbers at you. Before continuing to grow at a compound annual growth rate of 22.76% from 2028, reaching $24.6 billion in 2033. This suggests that CRISPR based gene therapy will remain an extremely significant field in the biotech industry for the foreseeable future. All right. So and so, I'm not going to say any names, but told Labiotech that the overall gene therapy field will likely also see growth when it comes to viral and non viral delivery methods. As gene therapy expands, the demand for safer, more effective delivery systems is driving innovations in these areas, and advances in synthetic biology and delivery techniques are leading to more refined, customizable solutions, ultimately providing more precise and versatile options for genetic correction. Finally, it reads viral vectors such as AAV and lentiviruses. Let's see what that is. It says lentivirus. It says lentivirus is a genus of retroviruses that cause chronic and deadly diseases characterized by long incubation periods in humans and other mammalian species. The genus included, the genus includes the human immunodeficiency virus, which causes AIDS. Lentiviruses are distributed worldwide and are known to be hosted in apes, cows, goats, horses, cats, and sheep, as well as several other mammals. Lentiviruses can integrate a significant amount of viral complementary DNA into the DNA of the host cell and can efficiently infect non dividing cells, so they are one of the most efficient methods of gene delivery. They can become endogenous, integrating their genome into the host germline genome so that the virus is henceforth inherited by the host's descendants. Hmm. Never trust thine enemy, man. Anyway, let's start that last paragraph over. It says viral vectors such as AAV and lentiviruses will be optimized for, whoa, what the hell? Will be optimized, hold on, what was that? Okay. Let's start that all over again, all right? Viral vectors such as AAV and lentiviruses will be optimized for safety and efficiency, while non viral approaches, including lipid nanoparticles and electroporation, will continue to reduce immune risks and improve target specificity. Specificity. All right. Quote, this will extend gene therapy's reach from rare disorders to more prevalent conditions such as muscular dystrophies, hemophilia, and genetic eye disease. All right. So maybe some of you out there understood those words, those big words, all these diseases, these viruses, whatever. Maybe some of you out there uh, heard the numbers that they threw in this article, all right, pertaining to money and the growth of CRISPR gene market, okay? CRISPR-based gene therapy. And maybe, Lord willing, a lot of you heard things that will stick with you so that you can filter these things through Revelation 13, verses 16 and 17. All right, knowing that your medical data is going to be on the C-hip. All right, a lot of these things are going to get pushed due to viruses, your medical, your health safety. All right, instead of taking these chemicals out of, well, instead of taking certain things out of things that you digest, they want to keep those in there and work on you a different way. All right, I'll just say it that way. So this was part 2.5 of biotech trends in 2025. Okay, so filter these things through Revelation 13, verses 16 and 17. All right, ask yourself, is there any correlation between this article, the fourth industrial revolution, and the prophecy that is on the horizon? All right, so with that, all praise to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakaha Kwadash. Double honors to my elders, apostles, and the bishops of Great Millstone, or GMS for short. This is where I have learned this truth, and this is where I am still learning this truth. And also shalom to the remnant and the elect of Israel. Lord willing, I am of that number. And Lord willing, we'll see you in the next video. All right. Shalom.